Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today I present to you my 1957 Volkswagen Bug, and that's about all that is stock or factory on this Volkswagen Bug is the name, because everything's been modified. If you can't see that, well, you probably are watching the wrong video, but the started life is a 1957 oval window, and it's been pancaked, which is I guess a term, I don't know very much about it, but according to the guy I got it from, it's been pancaked, so it's been chopped. Obviously the suspension's completely changed and different. The rear fenders, very little is stock. Wheelbase has been lengthened. It's got a tubbed rear end. I believe it's a 9-inch, Ford 9-inch, turbo 400 transmission, and under the hood, which is the engine's up front, not in back now, is a 406 cubic inch small block V8 that made 530 crank horsepower. Now that doesn't sound like a lot by today's standards, but when you consider the fact that this car weighs about 2,200 pounds, maybe about 2,400 with me in it, yeah, the power to weight ratio is pretty impressive. And it is impressive, it really is. Now this thing's made for running very short distances. It's got 456 gears on the rear end. It's actually a pretty tight fit inside because you can see where the front of the motor is sitting right here, so it's been moved back quite a bit. So the way the firewall is inside, there's not a lot of room. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, and the way it's set up, it basically at 50 miles an hour, it's like tacking like 4 grand. It's just screaming. It's definitely not for the long haul. This is for running like 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, that type of thing. And I'm not going to do any of that with it. It's just going to be something to have, something to brag on, to show off, fire up, because it sounds very, very impressive. You guys can see with the exhaust, it's got the headers right here. Now, it's got exhaust that runs back to the back and exits right out in front of the rear tire, but you can uncork the headers and open it up even more. Eddie actually did it one time because he wanted to hear what it sounded like, and he just drove it by the house. On the outside, it didn't really sound too much different, but he said on the inside you could definitely tell the difference. But it sounds really impressive. It runs really good. Yeah, what else? I mean, there's not really too much to say about it. It's, like I said, it's pretty much gutted on the inside. It's not really much to see on the inside. So I think this video is going to be pretty much short and sweet. I wanted to show the front of this because I like the way he incorporated the Harley Davidson in here to get the air through for the motor. I'm not a Harley Davidson guy. I'm obviously not a motorcycle guy, but he is. The guy that actually built this car is, so I get that. I love the paint job. I love the color blue. I love the flames on it. I'm not really a big flames guy, but I think the flames look really good on this car. And yeah, it's just a badass little Bug. So one more little shot from the back before we take off. I love the fact that he left the stock exhaust pipes on here. They don't go to anything. They're just back here. There's a small fuel cell. It's like 7 gallons in here. Love the W deck lid. That's kind of cool. I always thought that was really, really a cool looking thing. And then, like I said, the oval window. Now, you guys might be asking why. Why did you buy this car? And a lot of people have asked me that since I bought it. You know, as typical, as I do, I'm just looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I happened to see this car. I thought, man, what a cool build. It was really close to home, like 15 minutes from my house. So I went and talked to the guy, again, with really not any serious intention of buying it. I just wanted to check it out. But you guys know me, if you follow the channel, I start thinking about it and I start figuring out a way to make it happen, and next thing you know, I'm negotiating back and forth, and a few days later I bought it. Here it was, and yeah, it's really, really cool. Now, the guy that built this thing, his name's Jeff. He's not a racer. He's kind of like me. He likes to drive and play with his toys and stuff like that, but you know, he's not really someone that wants to run down the 1/4 mile or what have you. And he's got a buddy that races that was giving him a bad time for building this and not running it down the 1/4 mile. So he told his buddy, okay, you take it and you run it down there. So they took it to some drag strip here, I don't know where exactly, somewhere around here, and he said that they ran it down one time. The launch wasn't that hard, and the guy actually backed out of it towards the end, and I guess he ran like a 10.8 or 10.9. I know it was just into the 10-second bracket. I forget what the mile per hour was, but I can't imagine it's much over 100, because about 100 miles an hour. This thing's just done with those 456 gears. But yeah, I would assume like really well done with a little bit of testing and tuning, a little tweaking or whatever. This could probably get down into the mid-10s, and that's fast. That's very fast. So okay, I promise I'm done. I'm gonna shut up, put some cameras in here, and we'll go for a ride. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll go for a ride. Okay, bear with me while I crawl inside this thing. So there you go. That is it in a nutshell. I know this isn't a really long and detailed video, which you guys are probably happy about because you don't have to hear me talk a lot. But really, it's just a badass bug that's lightweight, a lot of horsepower, and it's a fun little ride. It's just a short distance little ride. You know, maybe I'd be smart to go ahead and maybe put some 410s or even 373s. I think it would pull it just fine, but I'm probably not going to mess with it because I don't know how long I'll have it. But for right now, it's just a lot of fun. Like I said, it's just something to have in the corner of the shop to talk about, to fire up, to listen to maybe take people for rides around the block, that type of thing, because that's about as far as this thing's ever going to go with me. It's just so unique and so different, and as you guys know, I like unique and I like different. So as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, P.O. Box, Instagram, the description below. Guys, God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day.